she say? What you say? Oh, that you only meant well.
Broadcasting live from the Complete College Prospect Studio in Sin City. Heard around the world, discussing everything that is high school sports, is the Who's Up Next podcast.
Hey, what's up? Happy to have everybody with us today. Whether you're catching us on YouTube, X, Twitch, wherever you're streaming us live, don't forget that you can also play these videos back everywhere, like literally everywhere. The day after the show, they'll be uploaded. We got a good show going on today. Got 4 new athletes that were sent over for the highlight. Got a couple of young men, the Mayberries out of Utah. They are 2 really good athletes. They received a special award, had an ad made for them. So we're going to premiere that too. I know it's showing in a couple places. We're going to premiere it here on the show. And got some other information for you guys. You know, it's always good for me, man, to be able to get out here and see everybody and talk to everybody on the show and put out the information that I know everyone needs to get where they're trying to go. You know, I try to make sure that every show leaves you with some information that you may not have had about something that's going on in high school sports or going on with the NCAA. Any new information that will help with your recruiting or will help with your ability to do what you have to do when it's time to come to high school sports, from youth sports, just the transition of life with everything that's going on. So I definitely love having everybody here, and we're just going to get into it. You know what it is. So truth, right? Y'all know that I start the show with truth every time. What I have to say will always be the facts of everything that's going on. Sometimes you're going to like that information. Sometimes you're not. But we put a new clip so you can understand what I mean when I say the truth.
You snotty little bastard. I'll answer the question. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth! You can't handle the truth! Son, we live in a world that has walls, and those walls have to be guarded. Who's gonna do it? You? I have a greater responsibility than you can possibly fathom.
And that's how I feel about it, right? My responsibility to make sure that the truth is out there, whether it's about recruiting companies, whether it's about high school coaches, whether it's about players, whether it's about parents, whether it's about college, you know, that's a responsibility I have of having a show like this, is to make sure that that information is there and to make sure that no one is caught off guard when it's time, right? I've seen a lot of kids' careers get derailed because of a lack of information. I've seen it happen from parents not knowing the next step to help their kids. I've seen it from athletes not having the right counselors in high school to tell them the information they needed to know in order to continue to move on with their future. I've seen it with youth sports because you went to the program that allowed your kid to play, but you didn't go to the program that taught your kid how to play a position. You know what I'm saying? Whether that's basketball, football, hockey, baseball, softball, wrestling, whatever it is, you weren't with the right program. And so I feel it's my obligation to make sure to tell you everything that you need to know so that I'm never wasting your time and you're never wasting mine, right? Because I don't know about you, but my time is extremely valuable, and that's why it's my pleasure to give it to all of you. I'm always happy to give it. That's why I'm here, and I'm gonna make sure that you get some value out of it. Let's see. So, what do I want to get into first, man? There's been a lot that went on with the NCAA, right? This week has definitely been a strong one when it came to things, when it comes to the NIL deals, when it comes to recruiting and super conferences and things like that. So let's get into the super conference. I told you guys maybe 2-3 months ago that this thing was a thing. And now they're really dialing it in to create this thing in college, and it will create a 2-tier system, right? If you have a super conference, then obviously everyone that's not in that conference, every school that's not in that conference means you're at a lower tier D1. Not that that doesn't exist now, but it will be, you'll see why that's important. The super conference is going to have the better TV deals across all sports. The super conference is going to have the better NIL deals. The super conference is going to have the better, profit sharing that is now going to be in effect. Remember, the schools are going with the 22% profit sharing. So when it comes to that profit sharing, the schools that are in the super conference are going to make a lot more of that money. So here's where we are in recently, right? So they were talking about, with a major realignment, a super conference probably going to end up being about 40 to 60 teams. That is for sure going to make some schools a lot less profitable, have less scholarship offers, a lot less revenue in general. It's going to hurt sports in some places, but it's going to be fantastic for the kids that can get to these programs, do the things they need to do. I don't particularly know if No, I do. It's going to be great for sports, right? I'm always trying to be on the border of, I don't believe in the everybody gets a trophy. Sometimes you need to excel, and if you don't excel, then you need to work harder, and then you will excel. I believe that everybody can do everything, you know what I'm saying, if you have talent at all. I've seen some guys with a lot less natural talent make it all the way to the pros, and seeing guys with a lot of talent come up short. And the thing that made the difference was hard work and dedication. It made all the difference in the world, right? So I'm not mad at the Super League, right? I'm not mad at it at all. I'm actually okay with it. I think that it will be good for sports when it comes to collegiate sports. And I told you, college is now the semi-pro. They're not, as of 2025, it'll say college, but it will be semi-pro. Especially when they start bringing in the unions to it, the players' unions, when they start bringing in that you're an employee of the school, you're no longer an amateur at all. So then it's pros. That's it. High school is going to be the new college. You're going to have decisions to make, right? All right, man. So let's get into this first kid, Isaiah. I really like this film, right? The kid is a hustler. Like, the kid he's working hard, whether it's on offense or defense. I think that his shot is a work in progress, but we're going to let y'all see it and y'all tell me what you think.
Yeah. I've been blind for a while now. I just got the key, they let me in. No ID, doors opening up for me and now I see. I've been blind for a while now. I've been blind for a while now. I've been blind. Hey! Every single goddamn day, nigga think he next to who? Tomato, mustard, mayonnaise. Nigga better catch it. Thankful that my head too hard for me to learn my lesson. My head too goddamn hard. The way I did it worked out fine. Ooh, God, you blessed. Hey, man, probably ain't believe me. No, a nigga went through hell and back. Now he finally on the TV. Now nigga don't even give a fuck no more. Probably think it's easy. Let you know it ain't easy. I fuck her like a bathing nigga. She run from the dick like a cheetah. Go! Two-tone AP watch on. Never see music for a clock. I see the way he fucking up the charts. I wonder is he ever gonna stop. And he charge 150 for the verses now. Pay it away, never ever drop. They notice that the nigga music versatile. Wonder if he ever gonna pop. Go! I just got the key, they let me in. No ID, doors opening up for me and now I see. I've been blind for a while now. I've been blind for a while now. Let's go! I just got the key, they let me in. No ID, doors opening up for me and now I see. I've been blind for a while now. I've been blind for a while now.
Hey, like I said, so here's what I think of Isaiah, right? I know a lot of kids, once they get put up here on the highlight series, they're waiting to see what my comments are going to be. So this is what I would say, Isaiah. I know you're watching. I love the hustle. I love the grind. I love your play on defense. I think that your mid game is nice. I think that your distance shot, I like to see a little more bounce on it, just so you could peak at the top on that. But outside of that, it's okay. It's serviceable for sure. The thing that I would say the most is that you can bang. You know what I'm saying? So when you're down low, there's a couple times that you were down there where you could have punched that home easy, and I like to see that. I think that'll put some explosiveness to your game, and that's going to be that thing that makes coaches love you and want to take you to the next level with it. I instead of even playing around and putting up a hard shot off the backboard, just go ahead and punch that thing and make your name known. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing that I think is just a little bit that's missing. Is just that we know you can punch it, so punch it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to go up on somebody and you know what I'm saying, and let it hang on their face. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing for you. But outside of that, I thought that the video was fantastic. I thought that the play was fantastic. Whoever was recording, I thought did a decent job of getting some close-up shots. And that's, that is great. It makes it easy for somebody like me to come along and showcase your video. I really want everybody to pay attention to the videos that I put up, because those videos tend to be ones like you're going to see a really good one today of a pitcher. Not only did she put up great quality film of the pitches, but she named her pitches and everything, so you knew what she was throwing, so that coaches and recruiters can see and get a good glimpse of what she does and what they're looking for. I can't stress to you guys how important that film is, right? Make sure you got some good quality video, whether it's your parents or hiring somebody, whatever it is, right? Whatever you can afford to do it. Video is super, super, super important. So, hey, again, Isaiah, great job. You know what I'm saying? Happy to be able to showcase you on the show. I just like to see you punch it a little bit more, big dog, because I can see you doing your thing. Definitely going to keep an eye out for you. You'll be back on the show for sure. Let's go. Let me get this first commercial out the way, and then we move on.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe. 999. Waiting for the exhale. I toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. I can't breathe. I'm waiting for the exhale. Toss my pain with my wishes in a wishing well. Still no luck, but oh well. I still try even though I know I'm gon' fail. Stress on my shoulders like an anvil. Perky got me itching like an anthill. Drugs killing me softly, Lord hell. Sometimes I don't know how to feel.
Welcome back. Yes, actually, let's see, someone this year to showcase for my QB. Hey, look, at the end of the day, every coach cannot get to you to see you play. It just doesn't happen that way. What they rely on, recruiters rely on your film. Let me give you an inside secret, right? Every high school coach, because of the high school governing body, is going to say they don't recruit. Let's be real, that's a lie. It's a lie. You know what I'm saying? Every high school, I don't care if they suck or if they're the best high school in the country, they all recruit. They just do it however they have to do it to get away with it, right? We can't get mad at it. We can't say it's unfair. Every high school, remember, so I think the thing that's important to remember is outside of youth sports, high school, college, and pro, the coaches are getting a paycheck, right? In high school, it's not all your coaches. It's your head coaches for sure. They're getting a check, right? They're going to lose that extra check if they have a losing record. That's just what's going to happen. So every coach is looking to bring in the best players for whatever sport it is. It's nothing to cry about. And stop snitching on the coaches that do it too. As long as the coach is a good coach, they're taking care of business, they're taking care of their players. Who cares? There's enough schools out there where everybody could go play. And so, you know, I told you I'm gonna keep it a buck here on the show, right? We're not gonna look, the music is gonna be what the music is gonna be. This show is gonna, like, I'm gonna play it. I used to try to play all the clean versions of everything. I'm done with that. You know what I'm saying? This is the Who's Up Next show. We keep it a buck. This is life. You know what I'm saying? You ain't hearing the clean version on the radio all the time. You ain't hearing the clean version. Most of us have satellites, so we definitely ain't hearing the clean version. You know, the TV shows you watch, the highest growth in Deadpool about to be the highest growth in rated R movie after this weekend. So let's not play with it, right? So high school coaches recruit, college coaches recruit, and then they recruit, right? So that's just how this thing works out, man. If you're lucky enough to be involved in it, be involved in it. If you work your butt off, you can get around some of the nonsense that happens, some of the things that seem unfair. But if you just cry about it, or your parents start snitching all the time about it, then you're just going to fail. That's how it works. That's it. That's how it works. If you're out there snitching because some other kid did something and you think that's going to help your kid get the spot because you told on this kid, it's not. It just isn't. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know what does get you around that? Work hard. I definitely disagree with some things that happened at my kid's school, but my kid mentally grew a lot. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to benefit him to do some other things because he didn't grow up the way that me and my brothers grew up. We had to become professional athletes because we needed to eat. We needed to be able to take care of people. We needed to not have holes in our shoes and not worry about what was in the refrigerator or worry about if there was going to be electricity. We needed that. So we had to. My son didn't grow up like that. So he needed that extra thing that was going to give him that push. And do I agree with it? No, but I agree with the result of it. I agree with the young man that came out of it, right? So sometimes don't stop all the snitching. There you go. Stop snitching. You know who I'm talking about too. There's some parents that know I know that they be snitching on other kids, and I think it's wrong. But there's parents across the country, right? Stop it. All right, man. So let's go. We hit a commercial. Look, I want y'all to let's go up here because here this is the perfect example of snitching and why it doesn't benefit people, right? So you know we have the NIL deals out there, and now you have the profit sharing out there for college athletes. I know at least one person that's watching this show right now lives in Colorado, and they're not going to agree with this because they love this team. But there's two athletes, the starting quarterback and the best receiver at Colorado State University just turned down $600,000 a year in NIL money to go to another school, right? They said, let's put it up. One, they said that they're going to be worth more money after they win a national title at Colorado State University. That's not happening. That's not happening. like we just gonna keep look, that's like saying you're gonna go to Fresno State. Nah. You're gonna go to New Mexico and win a national title. You are absolutely not winning a national title. That's not happening. Those schools are great. I love them. They got great programs, but you are not winning a national title. But they turned down $600,000 a piece. That's fine. You turn down the money. You want to stay where you are, but why are you snitching? So now their head coach, Jay Norville, great guy. The players, they are now putting it out there for everybody to know that there was tampering. You know what I'm saying? Stop it. There's money involved. Look, somebody's always going to be out there trying to buy off the next person. There's money involved now. And this is what I mean by it's a business and you got to prepare for the business. Because if that's my kid, I'm like, let's go. I want you to go where they're going to pay you. I don't want you to play at CSU for free. You know what I'm saying? If you can make $600, if you make it over $500,000 a year for 4 years, when you leave school, you have a nice nest egg, whether you make it or you don't, to start a business or do something. I'm going to need my kid to leave. What do we stand for? What What is he there for? Because of friends? They're not going to be your friends later. Some of them might, but they're not going to put the money in your pocket to do what you need to do. Some of you athletes need to understand that now that this is a business, you got to go a different direction with some things. So you got to start taking your future into consideration. That's not saying sell your soul every year for the highest bidder. Don't do that. Go somewhere that is a program that you can play for, the coaching staff that you respect, that looks out for your future the same way. Coach Norvell is making like $4 million a year as a head coach out there. Of course, he don't want you to go. Again, he would understand, but he don't want you to go. That's he's getting his check. Your high school coaches are getting their check. When your high school coach says, hey, man, you should be here. You should be loyal, stupid for not taking the money. I absolutely agree. When your high school coach says, stay here and play with your friends. I had a kid I trained who could have went to a top 25 team in the country for football his senior year. Instead, he stayed at a school just because his friends were there. His mom was like, you grew up with these kids. You should stay there. You know what I'm saying? Don't you want to finish your high school career with these kids? Okay, that's great, right? But then he barely got to play, even though he should have been a starter. He would have definitely started at the other school. And then he ended up having to go to a JUCO. I'll wait I don't see any of his friends out there trying to help him get to the next place. I don't see none of his friends was like, we so sorry that you stayed here and it didn't work out. Let us help you go D1. None of that happened. None of that happened. Now that kid is struggling. Matter of fact, his freshman year, things got a little off rails because of the transfer portal. A couple D1 guys came down so that they can cut their teeth at JUCO and then bounce back up. So then, of course, the coach pushed him back because he had D1 guys in the building. So this is the game we playing, right? This is the game we're playing, man. So I just want you guys to be aware. Again, you're going to hear all that on the show. I'm going to entertain you with everything else too, the videos and all that stuff. But I want you to get the information for the people that tend to come and go because they're like, oh, I'm just here for the videos, not for the information. Those will be the same people that later on are like, I wish somebody had told me. You show me somebody that tunes into the show and then checks out of the show, I bet you I could go to their profile. We won't find their NCAA number. Matter of fact, they probably don't even know what it is. Knowing that that's the one thing that if you don't have, you can't be recruited. You know how I know? Because I've seen some seniors, parents of kids going to college that are like, my kid didn't have one, didn't get any of this, didn't get any of that. I could tell you a bunch of coaches from college that'll tell you if you don't have it, we can't even talk to you and recruit you the way we want to. So there you go. That's what the information is. All right, man, let's jump into I'm going to mess up your name. I swear it's Ilya. And Ilya, I really, really like.
There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out, we can be heroes everywhere we go, can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your heart silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible, 'cause we're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. Every spotlight, every soundbite, everybody who gave up is just a fuel for wanting him more than anybody against us. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming now.
All right, so let's fix her name, right? It's Lilia and I want to say it's Tapak, is Tapak. She's class of 2029, plays for the Indiana Elite. She's going to have a great high school career. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's money in the bag from deep. Hold on one second. The NCAA number is crucial. I've been told. Facts. Literally a 3-point. Oh, I'm telling you, she's money. From deep, she's money. The thing I really like about her, though, is that she also creates her own shots. Like, it's not just she's catching it, you know what I'm saying, on the wing and then doing what she does. She'll also handle the rock and then create her own shot as well. And I love it. You're going to see more of her for sure. I guarantee on the show. I think we're going to hear big things from her. I wouldn't be surprised if at her local high school we find out that, you know, in like 2 or 3 years, she might be the leading scorer in the state. She's her shot is pure, you know what I'm saying? And I like it a lot. Let's see what we got. All I can say is, damn, hey, facts. I understand loyalty, but that is just flat out stupid for them not taking an offer. Business. Absolutely. Again, this is a business. Sports is a business. If you're a youth sports, high school sports, and someone tells you it's not a business, I've seen a high school coach tell players that don't worry about your scholarship. You're here for the team. You should change schools immediately. So a lot of people aren't going to tell you this, right? A lot of people are going to say, hey, you know, it's bad, it's poor sportsmanship, all that. No. Look, I'm not trying to be the bad guy, but this is what I'm going to tell you, right? When it comes to being friends with your team, that's when we're team. When it comes to hanging out with your team, that's when we're team. When it comes to wanting to see us all win, that's when we're team. When it comes to doing my job, wherever it is, court, field, mound, like wherever it is, right? That's not team. I'm going to go out and do the best job I can do, right? If we all go out and do the best job that we can do, don't worry about what your teammate doing. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about nothing else. Do the best job you can do, then the whole team wins. But there's going to be coaches out there that tell you there's no I in team, and that's why they lose. There is a video of her on D, and I'll like I said, she's gonna be back on the show. Everybody gets like a 1-minute clip, so you know, because we got to process everything and get through everything. But she'll be back on the show. We'll definitely showcase her a little more when we build out the rest of the studio for the interviews. We'll make sure to get her on and get some more video up. But I definitely want to make sure that everybody understands that. Like, again, your parents, look, parents. You're going to want to tell your kid the tried and true answer, which is, I like everything he's doing, but I think he's wrong about team. It's just not true. It's just not. When the military go to war, right? Every soldier is trying to make sure that they don't die. Because if I die, then you might die. I can't protect you. So if I make sure that I am the best soldier I can be today to make sure I come home, then chances are I'm going to help you come home. So in sports, it's the same thing. If I go out, if I'm supposed to be the center on the football team and I go out and make sure every snap is a good snap, every block is a good block, I've done my job. You know what? The guards on the sides of me are going to now know that I have my job covered so they can do their job. And then it trickles out to everybody else. If I'm on the basketball court and I'm the center and I got the paint locked up, then no one else has to worry about coming into the paint to help me. And their guys now, Liliana, shooting threes on everybody. You don't have to worry about that. Y'all could go out there and handle that because you know I have this locked down, right? If I'm the pitcher and I'm striking everybody out, then if there's all of a sudden a pop-up, everybody's ready to go because they know I've been handling my business. So now they're ready to handle their business. There is an I in team. It's just not a selfish I in team. So that's what I would tell you, man. That's the best advice I could give you in order to get where you're going and understand your business and understand the business aspect of sports and what it's becoming today. If you don't understand it, if you do not I'm going to drive this thing home every show all the time, because again, in 2025, with profit sharing, with NIL, and they're trying to make some changes to NIL, which is going to go through lawsuits too. This is hands down a business. Some of your kids are about to be worth millions in a year or 2 years. If you have an 8th grader that's going to be a 9th grader in 4 years, maybe 3 years, depending on the state, 2 years, the state they live in and how good an athlete they are, your kid might be worth a couple $1 million. If they're not prepared for that, that's how we get young kids that end up with drugs or getting in trouble. We get the Aaron Hernandezes and things like that where people mess up because you got a lot of money really fast and no one helped you do anything with it. Families break up for that kind of stuff. Parents and kids don't talk to each other right now because of that kind of stuff, where they're young actors or actresses or athletes and now they're suing their parents for money. Everyone needs to prepare for what's coming and how these things are going to work out. But let's get into that, right? So now with the NIL money, it's been put out as a suggestion. They're going to be terrified of the lawsuit, so I don't see them doing it. They are talking about putting in an NIL clearinghouse. Terrible idea. I absolutely do not agree with it. The reason that I do not agree with it is because it would essentially be the NCAA telling you how much money you can make. So here's how the NIL clearing system would work, right? So as the NCAA, I can tell you what your value is for NIL deals. So let's say a company wants to pay you $1 million, but as the NCAA, I say, nah, based on their stats, we feel that athlete's only worth $500,000. Then no one can pay you more than that. So I don't know about you, but that's almost like that's someone else being in control of your future and your life that should have no say-so. That's your name, that's your image, that's your likeness. Now, if they want to talk about the profit sharing, absolutely. That's a business, right? That's company stuff. I would have no problem with the NCAA jumping in on that. But when it comes to your name, image, and likeness, I think that is absolutely crazy, right? What if you're an absolutely handsome young man, beautiful young woman, and now it's about your sport, but somebody also wants to pay you to model? And their NIL deal is going to be about the modeling side. Should the NCAA be able to come out and say, well, we think your sport value is $300,000, so they want to give you $600,000. You can't get that. No, the NCAA is not there to judge how beautiful you are as a human being, so they shouldn't get involved. And that's how I feel about that. But it's been discussed, so we're going to talk about it on the show. So again, look, man, you can always jump on our partner NIL Wire and check out some stuff from them. We always are going to give you the best information. I've got to get out of saying we. It's just me now. So I'm always going to make sure that you guys have the information that you need. Parents, I want to make sure you have the information that you need as these things start to happen. I said it a couple weeks ago about these scholarship offers. If you guys have been paying attention around the country, a lot of athletes that had committed have decommitted. A lot of athletes that had committed and had offers have had those offers pulled because all of a sudden their sport doesn't have enough scholarships to offer anymore because of the new profit sharing and the new cap on the amount of scholarships that you can get. Like I said, basketball, I think, is going to 17 tops, no walk-ons. If you walk on, the coach can decide to give you a scholarship, but you can't have 17 scholarship athletes and then have some walk-ons that don't have scholarships. They're capping the amount of players. So I just want to make sure you have the information so that you're aware. You know what I'm saying? I know that there one young lady, she just put her hat back in the ring for her for recruiting. Let me see what's up. I'd like you see her playing D. What? Yeah. We'll get her up. One young lady just opened up her recruiting again, no fault of her own for that exact reason, which is the offer was pulled because the school, is considering the transfer portal plus offering some of their walk-on scholarships based on the new system. Everything is solidifying for 2025. So 2024 is covered. Everybody that's at school now is going to be fine. But in 2025, there's going to be some changes. Like I said, they should start solidifying all of that stuff about November, December. So there's going to be for you athletes in college that are on walk-ons, you got to lock down a scholarship, man. You got to lock down a scholarship because there's a good chance that coaches are just going to cut you as the walk-on and offer the scholarship cap to players that they could pull from the transfer portal and from high school. Actually, more often than not, they can pull them out of JUCOs. So if you're a walk-on athlete in a college right now, you got to lock. This is your year. You got to lock down that offer. You got to lock down that scholarship. Please, I'm begging you, because I would hate to see a lot of you end up not having offers. But if you are a walk-on on a team, let me say this: that means you were qualified for the job. They might not have scholarships, but you're qualified for the job. There's no reason to be a side chick. Go out for another team, show your film, whether it's practice film or anything else, to another school and get the offer that you deserve. So if you're a walk-on at any university, I do not care what school it is. It means that you are capable of doing the job. You're selling yourself short. All right, man, let's go. So let's get into this next video clip. 10-minute champ, right? So again, don't miss the lesson. You'll see what I mean.
A champion is not made in the ring, they're seen in the ring. We did not see Usain Bolt break the record when he broke the record.
That was not the first time.
It was not the first time.
Will I never?
We've only seen Usain Bolt run no longer than 10 minutes. If you add up actually all the time collectively, he's not ran more than 10 minutes on our screens. But I'm telling you, this man has probably trained for more than 10 years.
100%.
To basically run less than 10 minutes. To have one recognition that would change his life. For a lot of people, they're not willing to do 10-year training for a 10-minute opportunity.
You better.
They want a 10-minute training for a 10-year legacy.
Come on.
That's
now.
the generation that we have.
Hey, thank you to the parent that sent that to me. I get a bunch of those, and I try to put them on the show when there are lessons to be learned. They're so on the money. I never thought about it like that. You know, I enjoy watching Hussein over the years run, but it's so true. I never once thought about for all of that we have only seen him run maybe 10 minutes total. All of those years of training, and the world only got to see him perform for maybe 10 minutes. And those ladies were right. We live at a time where every athlete wants to be rewarded but doesn't want to grind. So when I put athletes on this show, it's because, one, they were either sent to me, and then we did the research to go check them out and see what the rest of their work ethic. When you see an athlete's videos on this show, we've taken a look at their practice videos, training with their trainers, with their parents, in their backyard, wherever it is, right? We've gone to see if those kids put in that extra work. It's a must. If all I see when I go to look for your videos is just your videos, but I don't see the things that got you to, if you think that game day is the only important day, then you're not going to get where you're trying to go. You definitely aren't going to be on this show. Complete College Prospect definitely isn't going to approach you because it means you're missing the point. Everything that you do leads up to. I know a guy who went to a D1, and because he had bad grades, he was only eligible to play basketball his first freshman semester. He was ineligible the whole rest of the time in high school. He played AAU. Went D1 because coaches saw his AAU film. They saw his training film, other stuff like that. Went D1. I'm not telling you that that's what you need to do. Get your grades. That's important, right? But what I'm telling you is it's everything else that you do plus your game day stuff. Game day is the reward for everything else you do. If you're a fighter, fight night is the reward for all the other stuff that you did to get ready for that. If you're a race car driver, race day is the reward for everything else that you did to be ready for race day. That's how the game is important, right? The day to do your job is important, but that's the day up. If we're being honest, most athletes mess that whole thing up. They get stressed out on game day. I don't understand how you get stressed out on game day. Game day is the reward. That's where you're supposed to have fun. Because if you've done everything, if you're in shape, you shouldn't have to worry about being tired. If you've practiced throwing, catching, jumping, running, then you shouldn't have to worry about throwing, catching, running, jumping, because you've done the work for the day to perform. That's the reward. So when you look at it with Usain Bolt, that's why you always saw him run with a smile on his face. I'm going to put some video up of him next week running. Every race, he had a smile on his face. You never saw him stressed. He always had a smile because he knew, I've worked and I've put in the work to do the job. So I'm going to enjoy this 8-9 seconds. Why not? Because I got to do it again for another 4 years to go run it again for 8-9 seconds. So I'm going to enjoy every minute of it. Yeah, we all know athletes squandered opportunity by not having the commitment. Sad. Facts. That's facts, right? So if you're an athlete that's sending your film and for some reason it didn't get on the show, I know for myself, I never do not respond. I will say, hey, looked at your GPA. You're sitting at a 2.6, a 2.7. You need to be at a 3.0 because why not? Why give you the exposure? You're not going to end up being recruited because you need to get your GPA up. And I've seen kids turn around, get their GPA up, and resend me their film. And I've put them up. You know what I'm saying? Because they went and put in the work. Sometimes you just haven't had someone tell you that this is what you need to do. Because let's be honest, public schools is stupid. The fact that we still live by the way the rules that a 2.0 is enough for you to be eligible to play sports is asinine to me when it won't get you into school. We want you to commit to a certain amount of classes that you're going to participate in and you're going to pass in order to get your high school diploma, but we'll let you play sports with a 2.0, knowing that 2.0, let's say 2.0, I'm being real. If you don't have like a 2.8, 2.9, 3.0 is definitely better, but you're going to at least need that 2.8, 2.9 and be an amazing athlete to get recruited. But the school will tell you that as long as you don't have 2 Fs, you can have an F, a whole bunch of Ds. As long as that's a 2.0, you can play your sport. And that's sad. That's sad and it's outdated. You know what I'm saying? Talent means nothing without the hard work. That's facts. But the hard work happens everywhere. So again, if I go back and look at your film, I don't see the practice film. I don't see the training film. I don't see the things that you're doing to get better at your sport outside of the game days. I'm probably not going to put you on the show. Because again, when you go to college, it's all about work. It's all about the grind. I have a young man that I trained that is now going to Xavier. He's going to wrestle at Xavier University. Proud of you, my guy. He went from football to wrestling. He showed up and was like, everything you said was true. I'm telling you, yes, partying is great. Look, your parents might not want you to know this, but I promise you partying is absolutely fantastic at college. It's second to none. But then you're going to have to work. You're going to have to work when it comes to, let's see, both inside and outside, their specific craft. Facts. College, you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to make connections, but your coaches are definitely going to require a lot of work, and not just when you're at practice. You go like everybody's at practice. If y'all all doing the same thing, how do you take the job from the person above you? And how do you keep the person that every year, the new person, the new star that's coming into your school, how do you keep them from taking your job? If you just go to practice and do the same practice that everybody else does. If you're a quarterback and there's 5 quarterbacks in the quarterback room, some guy's already starting because he was there before you. Yet y'all all doing the same practice. How do you take his job? And then next year, there's another star coming. And how do you keep that guy from taking your job or getting you out of the depth chart. This is for every sport: baseball, softball, basketball, football. It doesn't matter. Wrestling, doesn't matter. You've got to do the extra stuff. And so I'm telling you, that's why to get on this show, I'm going to go back through your stuff. I'm going to go back through your social media. I'm going to take a look. I want to see who you are. I want to see if you got some support. I want to see if you're struggling, I'm with you. I got you. I'm going to put you on the show as long as I can see that you're putting in the effort. I get film all day, every day. I want to see that you're putting in that extra work. And if you are, I got you. And my no's are never a permanent no, because you can change it. If you don't have that kind of film, go get that kind of film. If you don't have the right grades, go make the right grades. As long as the only time it's too late to change and get where you're trying to go is when it's too late. And that's when the door is completely shut. All right, man, let's roll. So we did 10 minute. We did Lilia. We got a second commercial. Let's go.
What we're living in, let me tell ya. And it's a world that man can eat at all. When things are big that should be small. Who can tell what magic spells we'll be doing for us? And I'm giving all my love to this world, only to be told I can't see, I can't breathe, no, my will will be. And nothing's gonna change the way we live, 'cause we can always take but never give. For the worst, see, wow, it's a crazy world we're living in, and I just can't see that half of us immersed in sin.
Hey, you already know it's the parent company. You know how I feel. Complete College Prospects, second to none. I know a lot of emails have gone out, a lot of contacts have gone out to start getting kids rated, ranked, and get their dossiers completed for recruiting. So if you're on the follow list or you're a follower of, you should be hearing something soon. It's the place to be if you want to get the future that you're looking for. If you want to get the notice, if you want to be noticed, it's Complete College Prospect. If you want exposure, it's Complete College Prospect. If you want to have a thorough portfolio for recruiting and be ahead of the game, it's Complete College Prospect. And if somebody thinks differently than that, they're entitled to their opinion, but I'll wait while the proof is put up. You know what I'm saying? The things that Complete College Prospect requires from athletes is a list that was compiled by universities, by recruiters. A recruiter explained that it takes between 10 to 20 people to get one athlete into the school. That's doing all the background stuff and everything else and figuring it all out. Complete College Prospect, NCAA certified, and that's what they do, is make sure that everything is done. The recruiting process is simple. By the time you get to the younger you're in it, the better, because then you have longevity and all your stuff is being taken up, being stored with them, and it's ready for recruiters. Coaches go back. The NCAA allows coaches to go way back. Like checking your information and things in your community, letters of reference, all kinds of stuff. Complete College Prospect does all of that. So let's see. CCP is where you want to be. Hey, facts. Like that's facts. Stay hungry. Absolutely. So that's that. I'm always going to do that. There's some good. Look, man. There's some quality company. I'm not going to bash any one company. There are some companies out there that are crazy. They really don't do much, but I'm not, this show isn't for that, right? This show isn't to bash any other brand. The Complete College Prospect family is thorough when it comes to exposure and the companies that are involved in it. Like I say, whether it's NIL Wire, NEOS, Northeast Oklahoma Sports, Rhino Sports Academy, 180 Elite Marketing. It's just a lot, and it's going to continue to grow, right? As it continues to grow, everything that's brought into it is there for the athletes and the parents and the recruiting and to get them through NILs and everything else that they need to do. Complete College Prospect is now going from when you get in all the way through to your freshman year of college in order to make sure that you have someone in your corner when it comes to making different choices. If you need to be linked up with somebody to help you with your NIL deal, or you need to be linked up with somebody to help you look out for your interest when it comes to the profit sharing, Complete College Prospect is where it's at. All right, let's roll on because we got some good stuff, right? So this next young lady, Sadie Joe, this is the film I was telling you guys about, right? When it first came across as someone I should have on this show, I'm always worried about softball because the filming isn't always great, right? I've gotten on my soapbox about everybody should put in cameras so that all of these athletes can have good film. Sadie Joe, I don't know who's taking her film. It's fantastic. It's clear. And what I love the most is they make sure you know every pitch. She's a pitcher. That's what she does solidly. I'm going to let you guys check her out. Let's go.
Smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the hard lick on ice, short days and long nights, Marlboros at the window, middle finger to the sky. Say you wanna get dangerous, now you speaking my language. I forgot what your name is, so I'ma call you mine. I'ma call you mine. Got me wide open, got a 45 on him, and he pushing about 102. Always smoking something, he ain't worried about nothing, cause he ain't got nothing to lose. I got a thing for the wild ones. I got a thing for the wild ones. It's like he knew. I got a thing for the wild ones. I got a thing for the wild ones. They like me too.
Yeah, I'm attracted to things that are really crazy. Asking me how I've been feeling lately. Coming for mine, then this do or die. Won't let it slide, no stealing faces, no back and forth bargaining, no bitching and arguing. A whole lot of problems living in Gotham. And Bunny's my Harley Quinn. Was raised in the darkness.
Yo, that's a young lady you just don't want to face, right? The thing I love, what I love about the film is when she has the title, when she's telling you what pitch she's throwing, you can actually start to pay attention and see the pitches. And you're like, oh, that's what that is. That's what this is. And then you become even more of a fan because then you start to be impressed by the pitch itself and how good she really is, right? I love it. It's probably some of the best film that I've seen as far as the quality of it, the close-ups on the pitches. You're catching her form, you're catching the batter and everything. Kudos to your catcher. She's fantastic as well. It is. I really, really, really enjoyed her film, and she's amazing, right? You know what I'm saying? So I can't wait to see what happens with her future as well. Sadie Joe Hunter, you killed it. We love having you on this show. You know what? And we're gonna need to get you on for an interview too. All right, let's go. We came past on the book commercial. Here you go. All right, we're going to do it. I hate to do it because, I get embarrassed about this kind of stuff. Following the Right Path. It's my latest book. Make sure you get it. I made sure the price was extremely reasonable. Barnes & Noble, Amazon Books. Everything inside of this book will take you from being a youth athlete all the way through college. All the information you need as far as things that you don't take into consideration, whether it is let's say it's your network, your community. You may not think about it when it comes to parents, when your kids decide to start playing sports and you're choosing a sport for your athlete and you don't, it's going to be a time consuming thing, whether it's basketball, football, baseball. Every sport is almost year round now. So then who's a part of the community and who does it affect? Everybody's going to be like, oh, it doesn't matter. It won't take up any time, but it does. You start having to miss events and your friends, not the kids' friends, your family starts being ununderstanding because they are like, well, you guys are never available. We didn't invite you because of this. They don't understand you have now made a commitment. So instead of having arguments later, you may want to start thinking about those things so that then you could prepare people, you could prepare family like, hey, we're going to go on this journey. We want you to go on it with us. And, we're going to have to miss some things, but we don't want you to think that we don't want to be there. Those are things that people don't consider when they get into sports and their kids get into sports. The financial, everything. Like I said, extremely reasonably priced. For me, it's not. I mean, of course, as the author, you always want to make money, but I wanted to make sure that this book was extremely affordable for everybody, and it's on ebook as well. So, you can either get the paperbacks or you could get it in ebook. It comes in both. It's not a novel, so it's not something that I can voice over and read, do the little thing where you read it out. I can't do that because it's not what that is. But it will walk you through just different decisions, and it covers all kinds of stuff. So again, following the right path, becoming a complete college prospect. It's at Barnes & Noble. It's at Amazon Books. Probably going to be at a couple other places. All right, let's go. All right. So these two young men, the Mayberries, they go to Lone Peak High School up in Utah. They came to Complete College Prospect about a year ago. It's been about a year. They're amazing athletes. It's amazing that you have two brothers so close in age that are really good. They play separate positions, but they've accomplished big things at Long Peak. And so they received an award, and a little commercial was made for them. So we definitely want to make sure Valor 707, that's, with their father and everything. So we want to put it up. We want to show our appreciation for them and all the hard work that they do. Two great Complete College Prospect athletes. Let's go.
I'm Mayberry, class of 26, wide receiver at Lone Peak High School.
We're the Ortho Athletes of the Month, sponsored by Zaya. This year I led the nation with 12 picks, and I was Defensive Player of the Year in Utah.
So last year we had a pretty good season. I started as a sophomore at Lone Peak High School. I had 5 touchdowns and 500 yards.
Thanks, Zaya, for having us out here today and hooking us up with some free gear. I'm Jaden Mayberry, class of 2025, 3-star.
I'm Mayberry, class of 26, wide receiver at Lone Peak High School.
Y'all got to ignore me. I messed it up, so let's go back in there.
I'm Mayberry, class of 26, wide receiver at Lone Peak High School.
We're the Ortho Athletes of the Month, sponsored by Zaya. This year I led the nation with 12 picks, and I was Defensive Player of the Year in Utah.
So last year we had a pretty good season. I started as a sophomore at Lone Peak High School. I had 5 touchdowns and 500 yards.
Thanks, Zaya, for having us out here today and hooking us up with some free gear. I'm Jaden Mayberry, class of 2025, 3-star safety, Lone Peak High School.
My name is Deshaun Mayberry, class of 26, wide receiver at Lone Peak High School.
We're the Ortho Athletes.
All right, it got jumbled up. It somehow, some way, it doubled up. But again, the Mayberries are phenomenal athletes. The future is extremely bright for them. Their father puts in a lot of work to help them and make sure they're in the right places as well, doing the right things. Zayad, kudos on you guys for acknowledging the kind of athletes that they are, and putting out the ad for them. I'll make sure it gets cleaned up for next week and we'll run it again. It doesn't matter where you are, we're going to find you. If you are the easiest way, SJ. Yeah, the Mayberry brothers. Hey, again, they are. It's great when you have one athlete in your family that's really good. It's amazing when you have two and that they actually get along. You know what I'm saying? And as a family, they're a great family unit. Like I said, their father is extremely supportive in putting them in the right places. And so it is one of those things where I would advise all families to get on board with that. It takes a village. Let's see. I can't wait to see film. It's super dope. They're doing it together. We did have Jake Mayberry on the highlight series a few shows back. We'll get Jay Sean on there as well. The grades are right. They pass the eye test. They're humble. They work hard. They perform when they're supposed to perform. And again, they understand that it takes a village and a community to get a kid where they're going. And so they're active in their community as well. I would advise for everyone to understand that. Be a part of your community as a whole, where you can. Don't overextend yourself. Perform when you have to perform. Give back when you can give back. And just keep doing what you do. You will get noticed. You'll get noticed and things will go the way that you want them to go. I promise you. Like I've seen people with just not a lot of natural talent do it all the way. Like go all the way because of the kind of character they have and their hard work and dedication. Let's go. I know we got one more kid. So we got J-Mo Green. Let's just watch J-Mo.
I lost myself down this pathway. I'm losing count on my bad days. That's the truth. Might not be the path I should choose, but I don't know what else to do. I can't sit back. Now when I know someone needs me, I gotta react. Even if the path lonely, I know I can't go back. Can't go back to the old me, no, I can't do that. Letting go of the old me, it was holding me back. Wait, ain't no more holding me back, cause I'm on full attack. I can't roll with truth on this, who want it gon' cap. Got too much on my back till I'm back up, give me room. The more I get back up, that back up don't stack up. Only stacking up to be people I lose. Which leads me to take this road that I choose. Rather lose you than be one that I lose. I think it's better I do this alone. I don't know if I'm right or I'm wrong, but I think I should figure that out on my own. Hear you ringing, don't pick up the phone. Feeling different, can tell by the tone. Saying I know I cannot condone. Switching up and that got me on go. That's how it go. And waiting your passage is back, it's on me. Searching for hope in the sadness you see. When I look at this, what it just matters to me. I just stare at the mirror, what happened to me, I don't know. Feel like a shell of myself, I'm a ghost. Don't need anybody helping me alone. I feel like something in my head and broke. Heart turned cold, feeling like I lost myself down this pathway. I'm losing count on my.
Hey, there you go, J-Mo Green. Look, I know I've gotten film from another athlete that's a really good athlete out of Texas that played in that Gasso tournament. And I got like not enough film. Not enough film for me to do anything with or put up or do anything. Look, that's how the film's got to be, right? You want quality film. You want thank you. Yeah, Dad. I appreciate it. We're working hard. Again, it's habit. I'm working hard. Make sure that this show does what it needs to do. We're probably going to shoot it a little bit earlier next week. I'm trying to adjust the time now that I'm not I'm not a church goer every Sunday. So now I can move it up as where it was different before because we had to work around somebody else's schedule. So let's see. J-Mo Fire. Yes, he is. Make sure you have enough film that something can be put together to put you up on a show or wherever somebody wants to give you exposure, things like that. If you've seen the kid on the highlight series, they are going to be getting reached out to be interviewed on the show. So you're probably going to get a chance to actually hear these athletes speak and present themselves on the new show format. So That'll be solid. What else we got? Oh, I don't want to leave without doing this. Again, Green Valley junior football team is looking for athletes. If you're here in the Las Vegas Valley and you want to, your kid is looking, male or female, they're looking to play some football, reach out to Coach Randall. That's his number. That's contact information. That's their 3 uniforms. Again, that's Green Valley Junior Gators, a direct feeder team to Green Valley High School, and the new head coach, Bill Powell over there. They have a game coming up this Friday in Utah against Harriman High School. Hey, it's fall sports. High school has begun. Bishop Gorman took on Kahuku out of Hawaii, did their thing, won that game. There's been some other good games around this city and other cities. Everybody's jumped off and got started. I'm excited to see what everybody's doing. I'm excited to put up some video footage of games. We're looking at the fans as well, bands. I've now been schooled on bands. I love it. At first I thought it was real, like a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it 100, but now I'm rocking. And so if I see a solid band at some sporting event or doing whatever they do, I'm gonna put them up. Cheer squads, dance teams, it's gonna come on the show as well, just like the athletes, because they're athletes as well. I know that I couldn't do I don't even know, like a 20-minute routine carrying around drums and everything else, plus, just the whole show, right? So I'm a huge fan now. So if I see some good ones, I'm gonna put them up, right? I did get a coach sent to me to put up on the show. So I'm gonna keep that as a surprise for next week. So finally we got people sending in coaches, teachers, things like that. This show is about everything that deals with high school sports and the NCAA, right? So if you have great teachers, we want to know. If you have great parents that are participating and helping you and your teammates in whatever way, we want to know. I want to know so that I can put them up on the show, give them their flowers right now, right? Everything that helps, because it takes a village. I cannot stress that enough. It takes a village. It takes a village. It takes a village. It takes a village. No kid has ever made it and it was just their parents or just their family that did all the work. It just doesn't work out that way. It's never worked out that way. In the history of sports, it's just never worked out that way. There is always someone else that has helped in some way, a ride, a meal, hell, an ass whooping if it was necessary, you know what I'm saying, to keep a person on track. But someone else has helped every successful person, whether it's sports or business, someone else has helped. That it always takes a village. And so please, again, if you shout out to the bands for sure. So if you need to reach out to the show, send in somebody that you think should be represented. You can send it out to Complete College Prospect over here. You can hit up the Who's Up Next show at Gmail right there. Instagram and TikTok as well. And we're going to make sure that it gets on. You know what I'm saying? We want to showcase those people. A shoulder, an open ear, absolutely. It takes a village. Absolutely. Great coaches are phenomenal. Great coaches are rare. Great teachers are phenomenal. Great teachers are rare. Not because everyone's not a great teacher, but before we end the show, let me say this. Every coach, not in youth sports. Youth sports is different. A lot of daddy ball, mommy ball, that's whatever. But high school on, no coach ever started and no teacher ever started thinking that they would grow to hate the job. They all came in bright-eyed, bushy-tailed with the idea that they were going to change lives, that they were going to help people get where they're going. Like they came in with the intentions of every kid succeeding. And then over the years, whether it's money, education, schools, rules, whatever it is, they get disenfranchised with the love they had when they walked in the door. And so they don't always make it to be great coaches or great teachers. They just are teachers and coaches, and that's okay. But that makes it even more important to recognize the great coaches and the great teachers. And a great coach and a great teacher doesn't mean that they win all the time. It means that whenever an athlete or a kid comes across their path, you can't find one that doesn't walk away and say, they helped me do something. They helped me understand something. They changed my life in some way, even if it's a small way or a large way, right? They've done something that made life better. And there are a lot of great, like they're rare, but there's a lot of great coaches. They're rare, but there's a lot of great teachers because the world is big, right? So I want to make sure that those people get what they need. Like I want to make sure that we are recognizing them just as much as the athletes. That's the key, right? Because without those people, it's like getting good grades, right? If you don't get good grades, you can't play sport. It's the same thing with great teachers and great coaches. If you don't have great teachers, you don't have great coaches, you can't compete in your sport. You can't compete in life. Because there's a lot of times that those lessons that come from those people are things that go beyond the sport that you play, go beyond the classroom. Myself personally, me and my brother would never have been anything, and I mean that, anything, without some really great coaches, without some wonderful teachers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know coaches that put food in our refrigerator because we didn't have any, that were surrogate parents when we didn't have any. My father spent 20 years in prison. My mother was a single mom that was a baby. You know what I'm saying? She had us when she was a baby. So she was still living her life. She was trying to live her best life with kids. And so there was coaches that stepped in. There was teachers that stepped in. You know what I'm saying? So we want to recognize those people. My senior night, my mom wasn't the person that walked out on senior night. It was a great woman that was a security guard at my school, and she stood in place of my mother so I wouldn't have to walk out there by myself. Those people change everything. Those people come into an athlete's life, into a student's life, and they change the entire concept of that person's life. And we shouldn't overlook them. So if we can pay athletes millions of dollars, we can spend time to shout out these teachers and these educators and these coaches. Sometimes I get upset that I have to go look for those people because I get all kinds of film about athletes from parents, from athletes, but I never get, it's rare. I think it's happened twice that I've ever had athletes send me coaches or athletes send me teachers. Hell, parents or athletes send me you. It's rare that I've seen a kid send me their video and say, you know what, my parent is amazing. My parent is a teen parent from a high school and cooks and makes food and helps put up stuff and helps like the whole system work. It's rare that it happens. I wish it wasn't. So I like to change that. So athletes, if your parents are amazing, send them to me. Again, if your teachers are amazing, send them to me. If your coaches are amazing, send them to me so that I can make sure to put them up here. But the coach we're going to put up next week, well-deserved, came from, you know what's funny? The coach I'm putting up is from an athlete who also put up their parent. That's how rare it is. The same person put up two people, a coach. So the athlete put up a parent, the parent put up a coach. But it never happens in any other place at any other time. And I don't understand, you know what I'm saying? So for me, I want to see that from all of you, especially you athletes that I put on a highlight series, because if it wasn't for your coaches or your teachers or your parents, you wouldn't even be there. The Gasto tournament, the coaches had to decide to put you there. Your parents had to pay for that. So why not? You know what I'm saying? If I'm putting up your high school film and it's amazing, someone taught you that. Where's your trainers at? I don't want to forget them either. If you have it like that and you're good and you can pay for a trainer, where's your trainers at? I know one young lady that puts her trainer in everything. And her stuff is up on Complete College Prospect all the time. She puts her trainer up on everything. She makes sure that this is who trains me and this is where it is. I want to shout out your trainers too. So that's where we are, man. Again, I think the show going to go at like 11 next week. Again, we want to get it early. I don't want to take up your whole Sunday. I don't want you waiting on it. I mean, I want you waiting on the show because I love having you. That's absolute. But I don't want to take up your whole day. I want to get in. I want to make you smile. I want to give you a little information. And then I want to get up out your day till I see you the following week. That's where I'm at. That's what I do. So next week, probably going to shoot the show like 11 o'clock. We might settle in at 10 as a final time. I don't know. But again, from me to you guys, I love y'all. I appreciate you being here. I would never do this without you. And I would never do this for anybody else but you.
Wait a minute, get it how you live it. 10 toes in when we standing on business. I'm a big stepper, underground methods. Top-notch hoes, get the most, not the lizard. Straight terror, better than your errors. Pushing culture, baby, got that power that you can measure. Trendsetter, the one who get the weather. Swerving while I'm bumping Project Patcher.